Most people assume that staying fit in your 60s or 70s requires long hours in the gym, lifting heavy weights, or running endless miles on a treadmill. Elite military personnel, however, prove this assumption wrong. Veterans and special operators over 65 are often stronger, more agile, and more mobile than the average 30-year-old. They do not spend hours pumping iron or performing traditional gym routines. Instead, they rely on 5 fundamental movements that keep their bodies resilient, strong, and functional. These movements are designed not just to build strength, but to maintain mobility, coordination, and longevity. Today, we are going to explore these 5 movements and uncover why they are the secret behind elite military fitness well into old age. The first movement is the squat. While it may seem basic, squats are the foundation of functional strength. Elite military veterans emphasize bodyweight squats because they strengthen the legs, hips, and core while improving mobility. The ability to rise from the ground, jump, run, or sprint depends on the lower body. Traditional gym machines isolate muscles, but squats engage the entire kinetic chain. Your quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves, and core all work together. Research confirms that maintaining leg strength is crucial for independence and reducing fall risk as we age. For these elite individuals, squats are not just exercise, they are training for life, preserving the ability to move, lift, and react in any situation. The second movement is the hinge, often performed as a hip hinge or deadlift, like motion with body weight or minimal load. Hinging trains the posterior chain, which includes the hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Elite military personnel know that power, stability, and posture begin in the posterior chain. A strong hinge prevents back injuries, supports lifting and bending tasks, and stabilizes the spine during dynamic movements. Unlike isolated weightlifting, hinging mimics real-world actions, allowing the body to respond effectively to unexpected stress. At 65 or beyond, training the hinge keeps veterans mobile, prevents spinal degeneration, and strengthens muscles that most older adults neglect. The third movement is push and pull patterns. Rather than isolating the chest or biceps, elite military personnel perform compound pushing and pulling movements such as push-ups, rows, and variations of pressing or pulling with bands. These patterns engage multiple joints and muscle groups simultaneously, building upper body strength while enhancing shoulder stability and core control. Research shows that maintaining pushing and pulling strength is critical for longevity. The ability to lift objects, pull oneself up, or perform emergency maneuvers is essential not just for military tasks but for daily living. A strong upper body at 65 or 70 ensures independence, prevents injuries, and keeps the heart and lungs engaged. The fourth movement is rotational and anti-rotational core work. Veterans understand that a strong, stable core is more than visible abs. Rotational exercises like medicine ball twists or band rotations, and anti-rotational exercises such as pallof presses train the core to resist unwanted movement while generating force efficiently. Elite military personnel over 65 prioritize this because real-world movements rarely occur in a straight line. Twisting to lift, pivoting under load, or maintaining balance during instability requires a robust core. Scientific studies confirm that core stability reduces injury risk, supports spine health, and enhances athletic longevity. At this age, these movements maintain functionality and protect the body from common age-related injuries. The fifth and final movement is mobility and loaded carrying patterns. Elite veterans do not just lift weights, they carry them purposefully. Farmer carries, suitcase carries, or simply transporting heavy objects over distance train grip strength, posture, and cardiovascular endurance. Simultaneously, mobility drills for the hips, shoulders, and ankles preserve joint range of motion. Harvard research and other studies indicate that maintaining mobility and functional carrying capacity is strongly linked to independence and lifespan. Grip strength alone is one of the most reliable predictors of longevity, and when combined with mobility, it ensures that the body remains resilient against the natural decline of aging. What sets these 5 movements apart is that they are functional, holistic, and adaptable. Squats and hinges strengthen the lower body and posterior chain. Push and pull patterns reinforce upper body strength. Rotational and anti-rotational exercises train the core for real-world resilience. Mobility and carrying patterns preserve joint health and practical strength. Together, these movements prepare the body for life, not just for gym aesthetics or isolated muscle growth. This approach is why elite military personnel continue to move with agility and power at 65, 70, and beyond. Another key factor is efficiency. These movements take far less time than traditional gym routines. Veterans often train in 20 to 40-minute sessions, performing these 5 movements in circuits or intervals. This is sustainable for decades, unlike heavy lifting or long cardio sessions that place undue stress on aging joints. Harvard researchers and other fitness scientists have confirmed that short, targeted functional workouts can provide equal or greater benefits for longevity compared to traditional strength or cardio programs. Let us examine the first movement, the squat, in detail. Beyond building leg strength, squats improve circulation, enhance hip and ankle mobility, and activate the core. They train the body to rise from seated positions efficiently, an action that becomes critical as we age. Sitting and standing repeatedly, climbing stairs, and bending for tasks all rely on squatting capacity. Veterans emphasize slow, controlled squats with full depth rather than fast repetitions to build strength, coordination, and joint health simultaneously. The hinge movement is equally fascinating. At 65, maintaining the ability to hinge correctly prevents lower back injuries, preserves hamstring flexibility, and keeps the posterior chain strong. Many older adults lose mobility in these areas, leading to stooped posture, lower back pain, and inefficient movement. By practicing the hinge regularly, veterans maintain upright posture, spinal alignment, and functional strength that protects against age-related degeneration. Push and pull patterns are critical because they simulate real-world actions. A push-up or a row is not just strength training, it is a rehearsal for lifting, pushing, or pulling objects in daily life. Veterans emphasize quality over quantity, performing slow, controlled repetitions that engage stabilizing muscles and improve joint integrity. Shoulder, elbow, and wrist health are maintained, reducing the likelihood of age-related injuries that affect independence. Rotational and anti-rotational core movements deserve particular attention. The core is the connection between the upper and lower body. Strengthening it improves stability, coordination, and power transfer. Anti-rotational exercises teach the body to resist forces that could destabilize the spine, while rotational exercises prepare it to move efficiently in multiple planes. The Harvard studies and military research show that core strength is one of the most critical determinants of biological age. A weak core accelerates functional decline, whereas a strong core supports long-term resilience. Mobility and loaded carries are often overlooked by traditional gym goers. Carrying weight while moving trains multiple systems: grip, posture, cardiovascular endurance, and coordination. Mobility drills keep joints supple and prevent the stiffness that plagues older adults. This combination ensures that even at 65 or 70, veterans maintain strength, stability, and agility, allowing them to perform tasks that would be impossible for sedentary peers. Grip strength, in particular, is a predictor of longevity, and loaded carries preserve it better than machines ever could. Consider this: an active 65-year-old veteran performs these movements daily. Squats keep their legs strong, hinges protect the spine, push and pull patterns strengthen the upper body, core rotations maintain stability, and loaded carries preserve grip and mobility. The result is a body that moves efficiently, handles stress, and adapts to challenges with ease. Compare this to a sedentary 65-year-old who lifts in the gym without functional training. Their muscles may look strong, but they often lack coordination, balance, and joint stability, leaving them vulnerable to injuries and accelerated aging. If you want to move with agility, preserve independence, and live a longer, healthier life, these movements are non-negotiable. Chronological age is irrelevant. What matters is functional capability, joint integrity, core strength, and stability. By incorporating these 5 exercises into your routine, you are not just training, you are preparing your body for decades of resilient movement. The elite military at 65 and beyond are proof that function, not vanity, defines true fitness. You do not have to spend hours in a gym. All you need is consistency, purpose, and these 5 movements. Start now, before it is too late. Your future self will thank you.